Welcome into today's reading vlog. This week we are doing like a repeat of a video from last year. If you've been here from last year and you remember this video, which now that I think about that thumbnail, I'm pretty sure I was wearing this exact same tank top. So that's awesome. That sucks. I love that I haven't changed in a full year. In that video, I had partnered up with someone to kind of like exchange books for art. I had annotated 2 horror books. It was Brother by Anya Alborn and what was it? The Man Down by the River or something like that. I honestly don't even remember what it's called. But I annotated those, sent them on their way, and then in exchange got art back, which it was the Iron Man painting. So we're doing it again. So it's just a little collab with Mr. Ty Beckham. I'll put all of his stuff down below. He's an artist. He posts videos and pictures on Instagram and TikTok all the time. We've been friends now for like a year. Great person. Love all of his stuff. Really just kind of blows my mind what he does. So make sure go check out his page. Go hype him up. You know the deal. We have actually picked 3 books this time, so I'm gonna be doing that, except with like a little bit of a twist. We're gonna be doing a reading challenge this week with them, but I'll get to that in a second. These are the 3 books. I'm not gonna show you them yet. I chose 3 books off of a list of like either his favorite books or like his TBR that he wants to read, obviously. And then he sent me some things. I have absolutely no idea what he sent. So we are going to unbox them together, but I cannot open it until I finish the books and send them on their way. That is the deal. But to make it a little more fun and exciting, so you're not just sitting here watching me read, you could probably see the top one. Don't look. We're gonna make it a reading challenge because, as we know, I thrive best under challenges. So my favorite challenge is the generator picks how many pages we're gonna do, and this works best when I have multiple books. Obviously, I need to read all 3. They aren't like huge books by any means. I think they're gonna be fairly easy to read, but like horror books aren't typically super long anyway, and that's what these are. They're like thriller horror books. But we're gonna do where the generator picks how many pages I'm gonna read. Okay, so this one I think is the longest and it's got a little over 300. So we're gonna do 1 to 300 to pick how many pages I'm gonna read at a time in one book. And I'm gonna annotate it like along with y'all. And then when I'm up with that number, we're gonna generate another one to move on to the next book. And that's like the chunk that I'll read out of that book and so on and so forth. And then we'll go to the 3rd book and then start over. We're just gonna do it all week until I finish the books. And then we can open the art together. Actually, I mean, I may as well just show you the books. I'm just gonna show you the books now. There's no reason to be secretive about it. The first book that I picked is a book he's read, and I know that he really, really loves this book. And he's been wanting me to read it. And the movie just came out. I think it just came out. It was in theaters. So I want to see the movie, but I got Clown in a Cornfield. I believe this is YA, so I think it's gonna be a really easy read. Like the print is pretty big. I'm going into this completely blind. It just says the kids are not all right on the front. And okay, like I did in the last video too, like last year. I feel like most people who watch my channel aren't like horror fans. Some of y'all are. So don't yell at me, calm down. I see you. But I feel like the majority of people don't plan on reading these, so I'm going to spoil them. I will let you know just in case you want to skip. I'll let you know when you can skip. But I had the most fun telling you how these books were going. Oh my god, I gave one away. Telling you what was happening in the books. Because they're usually like very crazy. I will be telling you exactly what happens in the books. Next pick. This one, I don't remember my reasoning on why I picked it, but I know it's queer. I know that. It's called Don't Let the Forest In. I believe one guy has he draws things and I think they come to life and they're like sinister. The other boy like lies for him and tries to protect him, and something about going in the forest. I don't know. Excited to read. This is the next biggest. It's like 315 or something. And then we have I'm Thinking of Ending Things. I've been wanting to read this because I want to see, it's on Netflix, so I want to see, I'm guessing it's a movie, by Ian Reid. I'm Thinking of Ending Things. Going into it completely blind, have no idea. And that's what I like to do. I think we're gonna start with Clown in a Cornfield, and I'm going to go ahead and generate how many pages we're gonna read. This always makes me nervous because like what if it picks 300? It'll be great because that means I'm gonna fly through the book today, but we have our wheel. This is to pick how many pages we're reading in Clown in a Cornfield before I move on to the next one. 1 to 300. Oh god, it's skipping. Okay, 169. Not terrible, not fantastic, but I'm hoping since it's pretty big font, it won't take too long. It's 10:27. Okay, did not realize how early it was. That's amazing. But I am going to read 169 pages. Also, tonight is the AMAs, so of course we're ready to clown for Taylor to release Reputation. Or at least talk about it, maybe. So I'm just gonna read up until the AMAs tonight. I don't really have any plans all day. I will update y'all when anything crazy starts happening or I have any like semblance of a plot going on. I need to pick out my tabs. All of my tabs are blue. I need new tabs so badly. I'm just gonna have to go with like the orangey ones. Here are my tabs. I'm just gonna use those. That is as close as I can get to here. But the thing is I'm gonna need these for both of those because they're both like red and gray and beige. Whatever. Maybe I'll order new tabs soon. I've been watching Marvel in order, and I got all the way up to Infinity War last night. So I'm putting on Ant-Man and the Wasp. And then next is Captain Marvel, and we actually skipped that because I was so impatient and wanted to watch Endgame so badly. We just looked up a video like recapping it because I didn't want to watch it. But I'm gonna watch it this time. I actually will. But I'm on Ant-Man and the Wasp, which sucked. I'm not an Ant-Man fan at all. I hate to say it. Also, I never showed y'all this. My parents went to Greece, and they brought me back this really just like stunning bookmark. Like I don't even want to use it as a bookmark because it's so stunning. It's just got this little front door on it with these flowers, and it's got 2 kitties. Which it has a Luna on it. I don't have a black and white cat, but it's okay. And on the back it has like gold foiling on it. I feel like they put the little barcode on the wrong side because they put it on the foiling part and it says Greece up here, but whatever. Isn't it so cute and pretty? So I just put it up here. Oh, would you look at here? This is also Ty's. Speaking of Ty, he also drew this and sent it to me last video. And obviously, I mean, it's probably not obvious, but these are my favorite like lounging shorts, and I ripped a huge hole in them. So if you ever see that hole, just ignore it and mind your business because these are my favorite and I'm not getting rid of them. And I found them like randomly at Marshall's one day, so I'll never find them again. Okay, time to read. I'm ready. I'm locking in. I'm reading 169 pages. Immediately, it's making me laugh. It said Janet meant it as a polite pointer, but as the words came out of her mouth, they sounded like a jab. She didn't mean for it to be a dig, but she couldn't help it either. Her tone was why people thought she was such a bitch. That's me. Me as fuck. Literally. I don't try to sound like a bitch. Mugs, what are you doing? Okay. You're making biscuits, and I'm trying to read. So far, I'm trying to get past all of the like social media slang. She literally just said live content gold because Ginger like did a flip off her skateboard. Live content gold. Janet made a note to boomerang the first few seconds of airtime and tweeted out when she got home. Let's calm down. Okay, I've finally read 169 pages. Technically 170 because the chapter ended on the next page. It is now 7:30. It did take me a lot longer than I was expecting, and I had to take a nap. I took a nap at like 3 and then never heard my, like, I don't remember turning my alarm off. It was only supposed to be an hour nap, and I woke up at 5. But I finished the first 169. I made a note at like, let me find it, page 108. I made a note saying I really hoped it picked up soon because I was enjoying it, but it was kind of like nothing has happened in 108 pages out of a YA 350 page book. So I was like, it's fine if it picks up, but if it keeps going at this pace, I'm gonna get bored. And it immediately picked up next chapter. So I am enjoying it. I will say that like there's something about YA thrillers that just like aren't that exciting to me. Like, yeah, I'm having a good time. Like, this is a fun, easy read, but it's probably not gonna be anything more than like a 3.5. But that's not a bad thing. I would recommend it. At this point, I would recommend it, but like I'm probably never gonna think about it again. That kind of thing. But I did just have a gasp moment. The last chapter made me gasp. I didn't realize how many people were gonna die in the book. Like, I knew it was kind of like a clown slasher book, but I didn't know like main characters were going to die. And I've been upset at both of the main characters. Well, one hasn't died yet, at least, but I've been upset at the main character death that's happened so far. But if you don't want to hear it, you can go ahead and skip here, because I'm gonna talk about what's happened so far. Basically, the prologue is all these kids at like this summer party where they just like jump off into the water, and it's like kind of dangerous, but like nothing ever happens kind of thing. And it's like obvious something bad's going to happen. So one of our main character's little sister dies, and I've just realized I don't know how that really plays into, I'm assuming that plays into the rest of the book, because that's like never, it hasn't been brought back up. It hasn't played into the whole like clown murdering people thing, so I'm not really sure like what that has to do with the story, other than like our main character's lost his sister. That's about it. Our main girl Quinn moves to town because her mom like overdosed, and she kind of gets like roped into the friend group that's like has a YouTube channel and does like pranks, but they're kind of like pranks that go too far and people get hurt, and the whole town hates them basically. So she's at this party now. That's like all that's happened really. She's just at this party now. But right before the party, our like huge football linebacker Tucker gets killed by the clown out of nowhere. Clown shows up at his house and he just assumes it's his friends because they play pranks all the time. And no, the clown literally kills him. And I loved Tucker. I thought he was a cutie little sweetie boy. So then we jump to the party and everyone's there, and everyone like kind of thinks Tucker just is grounded or something, or like his mom took his phone because they just got in trouble that day. So no one's really like asked about Tucker or like missed him. But then we jump to her dad's POV, which he's the cutest. I love the dad. He's just trying to be a good dad because they just lost the wife, her mom, recently. And like that's why they made this move out here to this small town. And he gets like, he's our next victim, basically. And he gets hit over the head by whoever's doing this. And he wakes up. This is the part that I gasped. He's a doctor, and he took over the job of the doctor in like the town because he just like abruptly left. Lived in his house and everything. And so he wakes up after getting hit on the head, and he's in the basement with the dead doctor. So that got me. Obviously, the doctor did not move. He was killed. And then he said like, the killer said, "Where's your daughter, doc?" before he like grabbed him. So I don't know what's happening, but that is all I get to read for the night. I have to move on to the next 2 books. No real complaints. I'm having a good time. It's just not like any crazy 5-star read. But that means we have to pick at 7:30, and the AMAs come on at 8, obviously. So I will be up for a while because I'm going to watch that whole thing. And I am upset. There was a mystery movie tonight, and it was a horror edition, and I'm missing it to see the AMAs. So if Taylor does not announce something at the AMAs and I missed my mystery horror movie for it, I'm going to be upset. But I know that if I had gone to the movie and I missed her announcing something, I would never have forgiven myself. But we are gonna spin the wheel. I think the next book I'm gonna start is I'm thinking of ending things. So this has 210 pages. I'll just do 1 through 200 and hope that it's not a ridiculous number. Okay. 101's doable. I'm fine with that. We'll get halfway through the book. I'm gonna go downstairs and make dinner and then be back to read and start our new book. And I will update whenever I know anything about this, because I have absolutely no idea what this book is about at all. I'm hot. I'm ready to give my update before I continue on in the scene. So I'm 80 pages in of I'm thinking of ending things. I don't think I've read something like this before. Like, it's in between just like regular fiction. Like, we're just following this couple with like very intricate thoughts, and then like also spooky thriller. Like, I don't know where we're going with it, but we're following this girl who apparently is thinking of ending things, and I just like kind of assumed in the beginning. Now I'm questioning it because she said it in regards to her relationship, and now I don't know if I just like prematurely assumed she meant her life, or if she said somewhere like alluding to her life. So now I'm confused, and I feel like I would need to like reread and fully see where I thought she was talking about her life, you know? But like, I don't know. I'm pretty confident that I read somewhere she was talking about her life. But anyways, she met this guy at a bar, and he's like very nerdy, really smart, like works in a lab with all this shit that I don't have a single idea of what he's talking about. Then we also have this subplot, which I'm guessing is going to be the main plot later, where she kind of has a stalker, but all he does is call her at like 3 a.m. He leaves voicemails, and it's the same exact voicemail, word for word, the entire time, and it's like kind of ominous. Like, it's not threatening or anything, it's just like weird. And then he had one that was threatening, and it was like, he said the thing that he always says, but then he ended it with, "You're not gonna like what I have to say next, but I know what you look like, I know what your hair and your face look like, I know that you need to stop biting your nails, blah blah blah." Like, it was very stalkery. So she's like tried to answer a couple times being like, "You need to leave me alone," and he's like, "But you called me," because it comes from her, the calls come from her number. So that's why she was like, literally, what is happening? Like, what is this? Then we get a story of when she was little, like 7 or 8, and randomly woke up in the middle of the night, and she sees a man standing outside her window. I was getting spooked. She said that she like just didn't move, didn't do anything, and he stood there for like an hour and was like rubbing his hands because it was cold outside. His eyes were like above the window, so she never could like see his eyes. So she was like, "Is he even watching me?" Like, it's really weird because I can't see his eyes, so I feel like he can't see me. And then all of a sudden he like waves at her and then leaves. So that was obviously when she was really young. And then the calling is happening now. It actually started happening, she said, the night that she met her boyfriend at the bar. So like, that's a weird coincidence, a little bit. I think I really like the boyfriend. He gives me a weird vibe. He's given me a weird vibe twice, where she like asked a question and he just didn't answer. Like this one, the whole setting of this book is they are in a car going to his parents' like farmhouse or something, like where he grew up. And she's like all nervous because she thinks she's gonna break up with him soon anyway. Like, she doesn't see this going anywhere, but she really likes him. She's just like kind of depressed and doesn't really see the point in it. But she's going to meet his parents, supposedly. We have not met them, we just arrived. But like, they got there and it's nighttime and it's snowy and freezing, and he was like, "Why don't we take a walk?" And she's like, "Okay, we have to do this right now?" So they're walking around, and there were like 2 dead lambs by the barn, which like it's a farm. Lambs die, that's not weird, but like they were stacked up because it's the winter, so they were like frozen. He said that like they would get burned in a bonfire or whatever when it's spring. But she said, "What will happen to the lambs?" And he said, "What, you mean the dead ones?" She said, "Yeah." And it said Jake doesn't reply, he just keeps walking. Like, that's weird. Why would he not reply to that? And he did that earlier in the book too. So I'm like, why are you being weird every once in a while? But I also find it weird that he didn't want to go in the house. Like, it's late and they've been driving for like 2 hours and it's freezing. And they just like keep walking further and further. So I'm like, are the parents even here? Like, is this what he said it was? Like, is he actually bad? But they've been dating for like 6 months. No, she said 6 weeks. Yeah, they've been dating for like 6 or 7 weeks. I'm just like freaked out. I don't know how to feel, but I'm liking it. So that's why I wanted to give an update, because I think something weird's gonna happen soon. So I'm really enjoying it. They're just like are parts I genuinely don't know what he's saying. But I only have 20 pages left until I go to the next book, which will probably be it for the night because it's 10:40. No, I'm getting uncomfortable. My heart rate is picking up. What the fuck? Okay. I'm so spooked. I have to tell you what just happened. So they go inside and they walk by like another door, and she asks what's in there. And he said, "Nothing, just a hole in the ground, just a nasty hole in the ground for the water heater and stuff. Just forget about it. It's there. It's not a nice place. That's all. It's nothing." first of all, calm down. Why were there so many things in that? And there were scratches on it. She said, what are the scratches on the door from? And he said, from when we had a dog. It's just like weird vibes. Then she says that there's like a bunch of pictures and sketches on the walls. She asked who one was, a child at like 3 or 4, and said, who's this? And he said, you don't know? It's me. And she says in her head, it doesn't look like Jake at all. It looks like a little girl. More precise, it looks like me. What the fuck does that mean? Literally, what the fuck does that mean? That literally makes my stomach hurt. Like, what does that mean? I am officially very creeped out. And like, where the fuck are the parents? Like, I'm just getting very uncomfortable vibes. I'm not loving it. Oh, I forgot about these. There are chapters every once in a while with just like a page where it's like a conversation happening, not full conversations, just people are talking kind of like a lot. And it's about a man who killed himself. This whole time, at first I was like, oh, it's her because she's thinking of ending things. But now I'm like, oh my god, what man are they talking about? Are they talking about Jake? Or like someone completely random that we haven't met yet? I only have 12 pages left. Okay, no. These are not his parents. I just fucking know it. I hate this. I am not having a good time. If I were her, I would be in the fucking car leaving. No, I'm like actually scared right now. I'm getting scared. Oh my god. I'm literally, my eyes are watering, so I'm so scared right now. I think it's not helping that it's like dark outside. I think if I was reading this during the day, it would be very different. Just like, this isn't normal. Muggs is also scared. Why has she not been like, I have a weird feeling? I would have said that the second we arrived and that we took a walk. Weird feeling immediately. She like doesn't even know their name. She just says Jake's dad, Jake's mom. Weird. Red flag immediately. Oh. How does it just keep getting weirder? I'm so uncomfortable. Oh my god. And I have 2 pages left to read. But I'm gonna read to the end of the chapter, wherever it is. But the mom randomly goes, I have an idea, it'll be fun. And then just says, if you're up for it, why don't you do Jake? Looking at our main girl. She was like, but what do you mean? Like, impersonate Jake? And she said, yes. Do his voice, talk like him, do whatever you like. And then she was like, I don't really think I want to do that. And the mom was like, do his voice just for a laugh. She said, I'm embarrassed, I don't want to play this game. Like, in her head. And then Jake randomly goes, I'll go. She says, Jake starts talking what is clearly meant to be my voice. This isn't a gag impersonation. He's taking this too seriously. He's becoming me in front of everyone. When he's done, the parents die laughing. And it says, Jake's not laughing. This chapter ends at like 1:12, so I get 12 more pages. She's walking into the basement alone for no reason. There are scratches, like the scratches on the door in the living room, all over the trapdoor. And then the next line, I start down. Why? Why would she do that? I'm so confused why anyone would do that. So I am unfortunately at a really good part, but it is time to officially move on to book number 3. Don't Let the Forest End. I'm like pretty wide awake right now. It's 11:30. I'm gonna generate a number and maybe get started and see how far I can get. I don't know. But so far, really liking both books. I'm glad I picked those. All right, so this has like 320-ish pages. So I'm gonna do 1 in 300. $80. We keep getting lower. I'll just start reading and we'll see how it goes. The AMAs were huge loser lame-o. Nothing happened and don't care anymore. The phone cut out. I ran out of storage during the last little bit. There was like a really shocking part with maybe like 40 pages left. Like really shocking. It really got me. And then the last like 40 pages, I was just kind of confused. And I'm still a little confused. Like it's one of those books that just like makes you rethink the entire book. So I wouldn't say that like it ended in the way that I wanted, just because I really, really liked 90% of it. Like the full book, I was loving how it was going. So it just had like a full switch at the end, which was really good and very interesting and like really messed with my head. It just wasn't what I was wanting because I was really liking it, but still really good. I'm gonna give like final thoughts and I'll like tell you what happens at the end tomorrow, but it's 1:38 and I'm very tired, so I'm gonna go to bed and I'll pick back up the pages from the generator tomorrow with Don't Let the Forest In, like I was supposed to. But I just couldn't stop thinking about this, so I had to go back to it and literally finished it. He literally says in the end, there's like a bunch of discussion questions. He apparently had said like he had a reading guide for the readers, and he said that he had hoped people would read this in one sitting, and I did. So if that says anything, not sure on the rating yet. I'll figure it out tomorrow when we're like talking about it. But good night. Okay, I'm ready to fully discuss I'm thinking of ending things and telling you how it ended. I honestly do not remember. I think I was half asleep last night when I was telling you all everything, so I don't really remember what I left off on. And that's easily something that I could check, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna try and see if I can rack my brain. So we were at dinner, okay, and she goes into the basement. I told you that. She goes into the basement for no fucking reason. Don't know why. She's just like fearless or has no like gut instinct or just like nothing's going on up there to alert her to danger. So I'm freaking out. I'm in my bed, literally scared. She goes upstairs and then can't find Jake, can't find the parents, and is like, what the fuck? So she's like, well, Jake said he was gonna show me upstairs, so I'll just go upstairs, maybe he's in the room. Goes up to his childhood bedroom and sees like a bunch of pictures of body parts, like a bunch of knees, toes, hair, like really close up pictures. Again, doesn't really think it's weird. She's like, well, he said he was into photography, so maybe this was like an art project. Girl, please. You're stressing me out. And then she sees this picture, I just realized maybe like if you don't want to know the ending, you can leave, but it's a pretty unique ending, so just carry on if not. Or you can skip to here if you don't want to hear it. She sees this picture of a girl, and then there's like a guy laying behind her staring at the girl. And so she's like, who the fuck is this girl? Like maybe it was a high school ex, but like who's that boy? Anyways, then she's looking at it, and the dad taps her on the shoulder, and she freaks out. And he's like, sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. And says all this like cryptic things that's like, you're so good for him. I'm so glad we finally met you after all this time. And she's like, it's been a month. Like, we've only been seeing each other for a month. Like, what do you mean all this time? Like, it's really weird. So then we get in the car and we leave. I didn't think they were gonna get to leave. So we get in the car. They don't talk about anything that's happening. Like, Jake is being weird. And then she finally caves and is like, so who was that in the picture? Who was the boy? And Jake's like, what are you talking about? And then he like can't remember what picture she's talking about. She's like, the only picture of a little girl and a boy in your room. Like, what do you mean? He was like, oh, must have been my brother. And she's like, what brother? Like, what are you talking about? I didn't know you had a brother. And apparently the brother was like, he was just like really mentally ill and had like a ton of issues and caused a bunch of problems in their family. So I was like, that's fishy. Like, then I'm like, is Jake the brother and he's really mentally ill? Or the amount of times in the book that she said, I remember this place, or like, I recognize this person, or the smell was recognizable. I was like, is she the brother? Like, is he I don't know. I was just trying to make connections. I was like, I didn't know what to think at this point. But then I had come on the realization, Jake was saying he had some issues. I don't think it's a permanent thing. He's better now, all better. I was like, okay, so Jake is the brother. I was like, he's talking about him like he's all better now. So then I'm spiraling and I'm like, okay, so maybe there were brothers, because he said the brother liked to copy Jake and would like follow him around and dress like him. I was like, okay, so maybe this Jake right now is the brother and maybe he killed the real Jake. That's what I was thinking. Like, we don't actually know who Jake is and that it's been the brother the whole time. Then it gets creepy as fuck. This is when I started like losing my absolute marbles, and it just felt like I was being suffocated. So we get in the car and Jake is like, do you want a sweet treat? And she's like, I just want to fucking go home. Like, I just want to go home, because she's been feeling uncomfortable for hours. She finally gets out. It's late. It's snowing like really hard. She's like, can we not just fucking go home? She's like, sure, I guess. Whatever you want, Jakey boo. They got frozen lemonades. So then they get back in the car. They don't finish the lemonade. So it's like sitting in the cup holder, and Jake is like, we need to throw those cups out or it's gonna like get my cup holders all sticky. And she's like, yeah, I guess. Haha. But where would a trash can be? Because remember, they're in the middle of nowhere. And he said, I think I know where we can go. Immediately no. Fucking immediately no. I'm just no. You've known this man a month. And all of these red flags are happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. Literally over my dead body. Are we going anywhere else? You're driving me home. He said, down the road a bit is a school. A high school. We can get rid of the cups there. He was like, it's not too far. I don't really remember. So they're driving. They end up getting to the high school. He gets out. I was picturing this as like a horror movie, and I was so scared picturing this. He gets out of the car's still running, with the cups. He goes over to the trash can, lifts the lid, looks in, puts the lid back down, looks at her in the car and shrugs, and then goes around a corner in the pitch black to the back of the school. And she's like, what was that? I would have been freaking the absolute fuck out. He comes back, kind of like spooks her, because he comes back out of nowhere and is like, oh, it wasn't a garbage can, it had all this shit in it. He starts like kissing her. She's like, okay, can we go? And he's like, well, why don't we just like hang out for a bit? And she's like, oh my god, I just want to leave. He starts kissing her, calls her Steph, which was, by the way, the old girlfriend. And she's like, what did you just say? Did you just call me Steph? And he like goes over it really quickly and starts kissing her again. And then freaks out and says there was a man watching us in that window. And she's like, what are you talking? Are you serious? And then gets so irrationally angry. And she's like, can we please just leave? And he's like, no, he's not going to get away with this. And goes and runs into the school. But he had turned the car off and the keys were in his pocket. So just like that wasn't an accident. He left her in the car with it off and he ran in the school, in this pitch black fucking school. And she has no idea where she is. Middle of nowhere, no service. Her phone is dead actually. And car's off. Why is she not panicking? Why is she not panicking? So she eventually makes the decision that she needs to go into the school to look for him because she's freezing. This is where I get really fucking scary. She goes in, sees someone at the end of the hallway, and he's not moving. So she like ends up just like leaving, going to look for Jake. I don't know why. She at one point comes around, sees the man again, and he gets down on the ground with his arms by his side and moving like a worm on the ground. Are you kidding me? She said, I don't like this. Is he crawling? He is. He's crawling, slithering down the hall off to his right. Like a worm. What the literal fuck is that? So she's panicking. Sorry, I'm going into a lot of detail. I just am in utter shock at the things that's happening. And I'm not even done, so like buckle in. We're almost there. We're almost there though. Confused by this. I'm telling you, I'm so confused by this book now. She's decided she's going back to the truck because she's scared shitless. She goes outside. There's a metal chain with a lock on the door that she came in through. She looks out a window. The car's gone. Jake's car is gone. She has yet to see Jake since he ran inside to like yell at that man. Car's gone. So, and we go back to these chapters where they're talking about this man that killed himself, if you remember. They're few and far between, but we get these chapters. It's now talking about the man saying he'd been working at the school for more than 30 years. It was his parents' farmhouse. So now we know we're talking about Jake's parents, saying they both died a long time ago. So his parents are dead. And then saying he had allergies to certain foods, milk and dairy. Our main girl had milk and dairy allergies. That's why they got lemonades at Dairy Queen. So now I'm spiraling, thinking that our main character, who we never got the name of, and I had just assumed was Jake's girlfriend. I was like, was this a boy the whole time? And we never fucking knew because we don't have a name. And then I was trying to look back and be like, did we ever call her a her? Did we ever say she? Did we ever say girlfriend? Like, I was spiraling, being like, oh my god, was this a boy the whole time? Did he have a boyfriend? Just because that would like absolutely rock my world. If I was reading from the perspective of a girl the whole book and it was a boy the whole time, our POV is becoming a we, and we turn into like multiple we's. This is where I'm like really confused. It's come to life now that the girl never existed. The girlfriend is not real, and it's just Jake. So Jake is like schizophrenic or something, and turns out he's the custodian at the school, and his parents are dead. So like all of that was made up in his head. He really did meet this girl at the bar. So maybe it is a girl. I don't fucking know. He really did meet a girl at the bar. He just was too shy and never gave her his number. So like this was all like a what if I gave her my number thing. But then he ends up at the very end of the book killing himself. So it was from the chapters that we were reading, it really was Jake. We were just leading up to him killing himself. And he just had like multiple personalities. I ended the book kind of confused. I will say, like, I read it in one sitting. I could not stop. I was supposed to go over to the other book last night and I couldn't stop thinking about this. So read it in one sitting. I think I gave it a 4.25. I'm not even mad about the turn that the book took where it was him just schizophrenic. But if a book is gonna do that, I like when they kind of like circle back and make sense of everything in the beginning. You know what I mean? Like they'll circle back and explain the thing that happened at the parents' house. And it like makes you gasp because you read it differently at the time. And then it'll explain what happened a month ago, like that we read about. Instead, this just kind of gave you the answer that it's all Jake and he's schizophrenic. And you just kind of have to like rethink and put it together yourself. I like when they like do it for me. So it like blows my mind that he thought through every single scenario and it all worked out coming from Jake's mind instead of the girlfriend. You know, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. It does in my head. Not like the best book in the world, but I'm really, really intrigued. And the movie's on Netflix, obviously. I watched like 30 minutes of it. Just absolutely not what I pictured Jake and the girlfriend as. But I'm excited to get to like the spooky parts. They just got to the parents' house in the movie, so I'm excited. And it's like, I don't know, it's just like not as scary in the movie, obviously, as it was in the book. It was really fucking creepy in the book. Our first book is done, and I started reading Don't Let the Forest In. I'm only 23 pages in, and basically Thomas and Andrew go to school together and they're like kind of in love. They're like best friends. I think Andrew is in love with Thomas right now, but I'm sure it goes both ways eventually. Andrew writes all of these like fairy tale, but like really gruesome and cruel fairy tale stories, and Thomas draws the pictures for them. But they're just like best friends in high school. It's their first day back from summer, and Thomas had like blood on his sleeve, and the cops showed up and were like, we need to talk to you. And Andrew listened in through the door, and apparently his parents are missing, and there was a bunch of blood at his house. So they're just like, what's wrong with your parents? Like, where are they? And he was like, I don't know, I wasn't there. there's like cute tension from like high school romancy type vibes that I'm getting, and I'm just like getting butterflies for them, but like also getting creeped out. So I'm gonna read to page 80 and then we will switch over back to Clown on a Cornfield. Sorry that I talked for so long about that book. I just really had to get my thoughts out. It was one of the weirdest books I've ever read. I'll see you back later when I have an update. I'm mid getting ready for work. Look what came. Look what came. This has nothing to do with this video. Oh my god, it's so big. Where's the pages? Over 700 pages. You're kidding. I'm not getting to this anytime soon. Obviously, I have a bunch of other books that I'm reading, but look at it. Look at it. Okay, now I'm going to work. You want to pet her?
Yeah.
Say hi, Luna.
Hi, Mona.
I've officially finished the 80 pages of this book. Actually, I got to 78 because the next chapter is not short and it goes way past 80. So 78 on that. I'm out of breath. My brother and his wife and kids have officially moved in for the next 6 weeks. So if you hear babies crying, it's going to be a reoccurrence for the next 6 weeks. Oh, I'm kind of excited. I feel like I haven't read this in so long. Ready to go back. I'm on chapter 12 of Clown in a Cornfield. Ready to pick however many pages I'm reading of this. So I'm going to do 1 to 150 because that's about what's left. For the sound. Oh god. Ah. It's fine. The higher the number, the quicker I'll read them, so it's fine. 109, if you couldn't see. That'll put me pretty close to the end. I'm on 171, so that'll get me to 280. And there's like 340-ish. I'm gonna read that tonight. It's 6. I'm probably gonna go eat dinner with everyone and then come back up and read for a little bit. Palmer's timeout spot is at the base of my stairs. For some reason, all of her tantrums and crying, I'm gonna get front row seat too. Now she's begging for Lolly. I wonder if she's gonna yell for Ninny. If she yells Ninny, I'm opening my door and getting her. But I also don't want her to hear me. If I heard correctly, I think she pushed Riley. Time out, bitch. They're so dramatic. All right, I'm not done with the whole 180, whatever it was. I'm not done with that yet. I'm at 263. But I just wanted to give an update. I feel like it's slowly losing me just because it's giving like those movies where it's like, okay, we're done, we're safe. Ugh, here comes one more thing, you know? Or like they started with just the one clown, killed the clown, 2 more came out, and then like 30 more came out. And then I'm just like, ugh. And then they like kill all the clowns. There's 1 left. Of course there is. Just like, of course there is. I will say, finding out who the first clown was, I was like, oh. But then it just kind of was like, it's a small town. There's only so many people that it can be. Now that there's like 30 clowns. We found out like the dad, obviously he's still like kept in that like weird basement thing with the dead doctor. And he's being made to like operate on the clowns that are getting hurt. And they said something about it being like revenge. So like the only possible thing that it could be revenge on is the sister dying in the beginning. So like something has to tie back into the death from the very beginning, the prologue. So apparently they're just like really upset about this death. I don't know. But I just like don't really see how there are that many psychos in this one little town. But we just got to some of the kids who got away, just got to what they think is going to be help, and the sheriff is there. So and the sheriff fucking hates them. So I'm assuming the sheriff is in on it. But I also had a feeling one of the kids was in on it. But I will talk about that if I'm correct later. I'm supposed to go to 280. Oh, chapter ends on a 280, so perfect. I'll read to that. If I'm given any answers, I'll talk about them, and then I'm going to go over to Don't Let the Force In for our next round and generate another set of pages. It's 10:23, it's Friday, and I go to work at noon, and this has to be up by Sunday, and the box is not here yet. Like, Ty's package was supposed to get here on Wednesday, and it is in Jacksonville, Florida for some reason. So I don't really know what happened, but If it's not up by Sunday, it's because the package isn't here yet. But I also start dog sitting tomorrow. There's just a lot going on. We'll see what happens when it goes up. I just made my matcha. Matcha's good today. Luna's at the door. I have my new car. It was kind of a meltdown because it's been a long few days and I had a meltdown over it, and then I started my period. So I was like, that makes sense. That adds up. Okay, was not expecting that. I can fully say I was not expecting that. That is crazy. That's so hiding in plain sight. Wow. They kind of ate with that, I'm not gonna lie. Holy shit. Dang, I kind of liked that twist. Not what I thought, but I'm glad it wasn't what I thought. Alright, I'm at 280, so I gotta switch. Sorry. Hi. You're so pretty. You're just a pretty girl. So if you don't want to know, go ahead and skip. For a second, I thought Rust was in on it, which is like super out of left field, and he actually sacrificed himself to save a bunch of people. He literally blew himself and the silo up when a bunch of the clowns were in it. So I apologize to Rust for thinking that he was bad. I'm actually really upset about that, I'm not gonna lie. Which, we haven't seen Rust's body, so like who knows if maybe he got out? I don't know. Cole was shoved in the back of the cruiser, and he's the one that figured out that the sheriff was in on it because he could like see, he started bleeding under his shirt, so it like had shown that he changed clothes, and that was from his wounds from earlier. So then he like hit the car's window to tell Quinn, our main girl, that he was bad, and she was flanked by two of like the people in the friend group who were like the huge assholes of the friend group that suck, and like everyone kind of hates them. The cop like knocks out our main girl, the sheriff knocks her out. The two friends like smile at each other. They were in on it the whole time. They were the ones in on it. That honestly really ate, because they come off as like dumb and just like bitchy. And they literally showed up to the party wearing clown costumes like as a joke. They were wearing it like half open and like tied around their waist just to like be funny. Literally hiding in plain sight. They were wearing clown costumes the entire time. That actually really got me, and I liked that twist a lot, because I wasn't expecting it to be them. But now I gotta go on to the next Don't Let the Forest In, which I've only done one reading of, and I got to page 78. I literally didn't read all yesterday. I feel like I don't even remember anything that I read. Okay, so I think there's like 220-ish pages left, so I'm gonna do 1 to 200. I'm scared to look, because I want to finish the clown one. Okay, that's really loud. Give it a second. Okay, 129. Not terrible. I'll take that. So I need to get to 207 is the number I'm gonna stop at. Let me see if there's like a chapter right there. Oh my god, literally on chapter 22. So I'm going from 9 to 22, and we'll check in. But I do have to like kind of start getting ready for work soon. So I will probably pick this back up tonight. Okay, I didn't feel like setting up everything. I just wanted to give a quick update on Don't Let the Forest In. I haven't gotten through to the whole, I haven't done them all yet. I'm on page 170. I'm definitely liking it. It just doesn't feel like real high stakes, because I've gotten to a point where like I fully know the plot. I just don't really know how they plan on ending it. But anything that Thomas has drawn in his notebook, he draws monsters. The monsters then become real. Hold on. Harry Potter is playing in the back. They become real, but like very dangerous, like they're out to kill. And so Thomas like shunned Andrew in the beginning. He just acted like he didn't want to see him anymore, like talk to him anymore. So he would disappear, and Andrew didn't know that Thomas was going to the forest to kill these monsters, because he knew if the monsters like found out about Andrew or like knew that they were close, they would come after Andrew too. So that's why he was like not talking to him. But now Andrew, he snuck into the forest to finally confront Thomas and just be like, what the fuck? and was attacked by a monster, and Thomas saved him, so he had to tell him, obviously. So they've just been like, every single night they go out and try and kill whatever new monster is gonna come out. Like 3 or 4 nights went by when no attack happened. They were there, but like nothing attacked, so they thought it was getting better. But then they like got attacked at the school like during the day, so they were like, oh, it's happening worse now, like they're not waiting until nighttime. One of the teachers was just killed, and Thomas looks like he's the one that did it, because Thomas has like a hatchet and he just killed the monster, but he's covered in blood and there's a dead teacher, so like it's not looking good for him. But I am going to bed and I will finish up these tomorrow, I guess. I start dog sitting tomorrow, but tomorrow's kind of a busy day. I gotta get up early. I have class at 7:30, but I have to go let the dog out before class at like 6:45, and then go to class, and then go get my car back from the car dealership because I had to bring it to them because there was a rattle in my new car. So I brought it to them. I was like, fix this. I don't know what it is, but fix it. So they gave me a car that's for sale. So my car has a giant for sale or like sale sign on the windshield. Oh my god, I literally can't clear my throat. So it's really embarrassing. I'm driving around and it looks like I stole a car. I have to go grocery shopping. I have to do stuff for Patreon. I need to read the rest of book club. I gotta do that by Sunday. This video is supposed to go up by Sunday, but my package still isn't here. My package, it literally says it's in Florida. It's like on the way to its next facility. It better be my house. Better be my house. Is all I gotta say. If this video is up by Sunday, it will be a miracle, because that package is nowhere to be seen. And then I'm like actively dog sitting all day tomorrow for 2 families. It's just gonna be a long day, and Sunday probably isn't gonna be any better, but we're gonna make it through. I would say so far this is probably, I don't know if I like this one more than Clown in a Cornfield, because obviously this has like fake stuff in it, and Clown in a Cornfield is just like a clown slasher, but they both like feel very YA. The other one is my favorite so far, for sure. I think that one's gonna be my favorite, like the first one we read. Overall, enjoying them. Just none of them, I know none of them are gonna be 5 stars, but that's okay. That would be crazy. Luna's knee deep in her toenails right now, so I'm gonna go to bed. Oh my god, Frank, please. It's time to officially meet Mr. Winston. Look at him. He's so smushy and cute. I'm obsessed with him. But his name is Winston. He is Frank's new little brother. He's just a little baby. I'm here all week, so we're gonna have a lot of Mr. Winston, content, which means more growling. We're back to the growling. Thought we escaped it, but no, we're back to the growling. Now I do have an open house, so no more distractions. No more Frank. Oh, I literally gave you an update. I gave you a full update. I haven't read any since, so don't need to be here, actually. Turns out my work is done. All right, update on Don't Let the Forest In. I've got to where I was supposed to stop, page 206. I'm really liking it. I'm trying to think of literally what just happened. Andrew's the one that is just kind of like helping. He's not the creator of the monsters, that's Thomas. Andrew got like hit or something, like a vine grew into him and Thomas pulled it out. He can like feel it growing in his head. So he's like, oh, I'm dead. Like they're gonna kill me. And I'm living, absolutely living for the little crumbs that we're getting of like the romance, like the tension. It's not like actual romance. It's just like they'll brush knuckles and Andrew's like, that's what I'm living for. They're about to just go off into the forest again. So I am now going over to Clown in a Cornfield, and since I'm getting so close to the end, I'm gonna do like 1 to 100 so that there's an option to finish, because if I just do 1 to like however many's left, I don't want to go back and forth reading like 10 pages of each. I can't even imagine what my hair looks like right now, but I know I look like a mess. All right. Oh my god, that means we get to finish the book. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Thank God. I don't really foresee a lot of shocking things happening. I don't know, but I'll come back in if I have like a fun update to give, or if I finish. What do I do with myself now? Okay, I had to come on here just to talk about the part that I just read. It is single-handedly the best part of the entire book. But you know So just skip if you don't. I'm just gonna freely talk. Okay, so we were at the part, like, she escaped and was running to this house. It's a whole lot of escaping just to be caught up, and then escaping, and then it's someone new came in, and then escaping, and then someone new came in. So that's basically what it is the whole time. It jumps to Cole's POV, our main guy. He's being taken by the sheriff, obviously he's in cuffs. And him and his dad, like the sheriff and his literal father, are setting up to make it look like a suicide with a suicide note and everything. And they're gonna hang his son from a noose. I was like, your dad? That's crazy. Your dad hates you that much. All because his sister died. Our main man, Rust, from the beginning, comes back. I knew he didn't fucking die. I knew it. We never saw a body. He wasn't dead. So he had gotten out of that explosion in the silo that took out all the clowns, drove a car through the building. Oh, right before that, actually, Quinn when she had gotten out, she came here with her rifle. She comes in, causes havoc. So Rust comes into the pickup truck through the building. At some point, Cole gets pushed, and so except like it didn't push correctly and someone got caught in the rope, so it didn't snap his neck. It was just like choking him. They save him, they bring him down, everything good is happening. They end up shooting people, blah, blah, blah. The best part of the entire book, she's coming back from killing the sheriff and sees Rust thinking he's giving Cole CPR. And Rust and Cole are like butt buddies. They were besties when they were children, and then Cole like got cool and Rust didn't, basically. Thinks he's giving Cole CPR. They're making out. When I tell you, I tabbed it thrice. I put 3 tabs. I said this one deserves 3 tabs. I'm not kidding. That gagged me so hard. I didn't know they were in love with each other. I knew there was weird tension with them, but I didn't know it was because they loved each other. They were kissing passionately. Like, you're kidding. Oh my God. Okay, done. I will say, like, the front quote from Clive Barker is an author who knows how to make us afraid. I was never afraid. This felt more of like a fun YA slasher. Now I need to know if it's YA or not. Definitely, it was along the same lines of My Best Friend's Exorcism. Like, it was just a fun read, but I was never like, what's gonna happen? Like, I didn't care that much. I could have put the book down and walked away and like picked it up in a week. It's kind of how I was feeling like the entire time. But it was fun. It was a fun book to read. I don't know if I'll read the next one, honestly. I definitely won't buy it. If it's on Kindle Unlimited, maybe. I don't know. I think I'm somewhere like a 3.5, maybe. It just felt like a little too Michael Myers-y, where like he never dies. Like there was just always something else happening, you know? And then it's like, ugh, of course they made it out. Of course one more person came in and, you know, it just kind of felt like that. But I do want to see the movie. I really want to see what they did with that. And especially since it was in theaters, it can't be that bad. And now, considering I only have 1 book left, I don't really have to generate a page because I don't have another book to go to. I gotta go over to the other dog now, feed him dinner, and let him out. Trying to get this dog inside is a whole workout. Oh my God. Yeah, well, he did it twice in a row. He went up, and as I was coming up, he darted back past me. The part that I've been waiting for happened. They had the conversation. Just anytime there's a conversation with like high school aged people like confessing their feelings for the other, it literally tears my heart to shreds. I mean, I guess it's the same for like older people too. Like it still tugs on my heartstrings, but knowing they're like 17 doing it literally and they're just so nervous. Andrew is kind of asexual. Like he doesn't really, Thomas is really the only person he's ever looked at, and he thinks that he doesn't want anything past like kissing with Thomas, and he knows Thomas obviously would want more than that, so he just like doesn't want to be put in that position, even though he like deeply loves Thomas. I will say, sorry, I'm so distracted by Winston right now. He's crawling on the back of the couch. The quotes are really beautiful. Like this one, Andrew's like having a panic attack, and he says he needed Thomas to pin him to the floor, fingers tied around his his wrists, hips against hips, their mouths inches apart so Thomas could breathe 2 words into Andrew's lungs. Calm down. That was a tamer version of some of the things he said. They're just like so dark but beautiful at the same time. Okay, I found one. He said he needed their lungs sewn inside each other so he could remember how to breathe. He needed to take words from Thomas's mouth and put them in his own so he had something to say. That's just beautiful in such a weird way. I just love it. I love how he writes things. Ugh. I just feel such a deep protection over them. Like, I love both of them so much in such like a protector kind of way. I need them to just be all right and love each other and be together forever. Okay, I think I have like 50-ish pages left, but I'm ready to like go upstairs and just like be on my phone. I've been reading, I feel like literally for like 8 hours straight, so my head's starting to hurt. I'm loving like I don't know why, like I've never read a book like this before, but I'm really loving the whole like monster aspect, which I didn't think I would, and I don't think I liked it in the beginning, but it really grew on me. Like the whole book I'm really liking. I feel a connection with these characters where I'm gonna miss them when the book is done. Like I'm gonna want more of them. So that's always good. But for right now, I'm going to bed and I will finish these tomorrow. So I just finished Don't Let the Forest In. I am going to be immediately buying my own copy and re-tabbing my own copy. I loved this book, like so much more than I thought I was going to, because it was like monsters came to life, you know? And I'm gonna try and keep it brief because I did not realize how long this video ended up being. But oh my God, I literally cried at the end. Like I am so gagged right now. I don't even know how to act. I literally don't know how to act. I cannot believe the shit that I just read. But I'm gonna tell you, so just skip if you don't wanna know. Andrew is looking like desperately for his twin sister Dove, like screaming her name for her, finally runs into her, and she's been like kind of dodging him the entire book and like won't talk to him, won't really hang out with him. Like they were really close before this school year, so he's been like freaking out without her. He's like, you have to believe me, there are monsters in the forest, you have to come and see. So she follows him. The whiplash, I'm telling you. Dove is like, okay, like we need to calm down, like talking to him like he is very fragile. And I wrote down, imagine Thomas was dead this whole time. And I was like, I don't really think so, because people at the school talked to him and like talked about him like he wasn't dead. So I was like, I don't think he's actually dead, but imagine he was dead this whole time. Dove goes, because he was like, just wait for Thomas, and he was like, Thomas isn't coming. And then I was like, no. She was like, Thomas was arrested in the beginning of the school year for something I don't even think I told you about, because Thomas's parents were murdered by a monster. Like we never really knew what happened. So that shocked the fuck out of me. So Thomas has been arrested this whole time, and she was like, I thought you just needed time to like settle in, like your imagination was always crazy, so I thought that this is how you were gonna cope, is pretending Thomas was still around. But then another gag, he like freaks out and runs away from Dove and is like, you're lying. Runs into Thomas, okay? And they had just professed their love for each other. Like just did. And it was so just like heartbreaking. Runs into Thomas in the forest and is like, I don't know if you're real. Like, I don't know what's happening. I'm so confused. He was like, Dove is telling me this isn't real. And Thomas goes, Dove didn't tell you that. And I was like, oh my God, what's happening? He was like, Dove didn't tell you that because Dove's dead. I'm literally getting emotional right now. I literally couldn't handle the whiplash. So then I'm like, are they both gone? Like, I don't know what's happening. It goes back to like 3 months ago or whatever it was. And Dove and Thomas were supposed to go like hang out in the forest and talk for a second, but they got in a fight and Thomas didn't go with her. So Dove like stormed off into the forest, climbed a tree, and the branch broke. And she hit her head and died. The school handled it terribly and just like told Andrew at the school, and it's like, your dad's on his way. And Andrew just like went into shock. So I'm guessing Thomas is all right, I don't think he actually got arrested. Like, I think Thomas was there the whole time. Dove just wasn't there. And they were like best friends. They were so close. Like, that actually really upset me. I started crying. And it's like they were still, the monster thing was still happening. So they went back into the forest and Andrew's like, we have to take care of it. And he figured out it wasn't Thomas's drawings that was doing it. It was Andrew's stories, because Thomas would draw Andrew's stories. But Andrew's like original story that started all this was saying like there needed to be, the prince's heart needed to be given to the forest. So then he's like about to carve his own heart out. The forest is like holding Thomas down and he's like cutting himself with a box cutter and like about to cut his freaking heart out. Thomas tackles him and is like, it doesn't have to be you. Andrew, like, I guess kills Thomas and is like, because he's so like just not mentally here. And he's like, we don't need two hearts. My heart can beat for the both of us or something. And I think he cut, it doesn't really tell us, but I think he cut Thomas's heart out and buried it. And then the last like paragraph is him sitting there and he's like touching Thomas's curls. And he said that how like he carefully laid Thomas's head in his lap and is saying like, is this real? Like, are we real? It just like ends. That was crazy, but like I really loved it. It was so like dark and haunting. The quotes are just like so like hauntingly beautiful. I loved them. So like I'm actually going to be getting my own copy and keeping this until I can re-tab my own copy. Sorry, Ty, you're gonna have to wait a minute because I'm not sending this to you until I get my own copy. Thanks though. Patience is a virtue, I guess. You're just gonna have to wait. But we're not even done because my package is currently on my way to my house. So I have to go, it's gonna be there today. So I have to go pick it up and then we can unveil what I'm trading these 3 books for. God, this video is so long and I'm so sorry. 3 books. Clown in a Cornfield. I think I gave it a 3.5. Fun time, nothing crazy. Clown slasher. I'm thinking of Ending Things, which had very similar like overall themes to this book, but 4.25, really enjoyed, made you question the entire book. And I think I'm gonna end with a 4.5 for Don't Let the Forest In. I really liked it, like a lot. These random horror books will just like randomly jump out at me and I love them so much. And I will be back when I have the package, okay? I promise. And then we're gonna be done and then I'll send you on your way. I promise. I never thought we'd see the day. I truly never thought we would see the day. It is time to open the box and it's heavy as fuck. I literally have no idea what the fuck he put in here. There's a hair on me. I don't have any scissors. All right, it is time to unveil what Ty has sent me. I'm genuinely so confused why it's so heavy. If I can get it open, I'm gonna cut myself, damn. Oh my God, everything's wrapped. This is so fun. It's like Christmas. Let me look at this first. Stop. Oh my God. I'm not gonna tell you yet. It's giving, is the Tesseract in here? That's what it's giving. Oh my God, hold on. No, I'm gonna freak out. Actually, let's do the art for last. Oh. Oh my God, it's literally Christmas. Okay, first of all, I'll show close-ups of these, but he made a little clay bear like a while ago. And then I'll show a close up of this, a little keychain. It's someone reading the newspaper. That is adorable. I can only assume he drew that and made it into a keychain. And then, oh my God, we've got some acrylic paints because I told him that I just didn't have any paint supplies, but that I liked painting. What's next? Oh, this looks fancy. This looks fancy. What the fuck? Literally shut up. Oh my God, it's 100 color watercolor paint set. You're kidding. With brushes. You're kidding. I'm gonna freak out. This is so much fun. You're kidding me. I'm basically an artist. I literally haven't even opened the biggest one. Shut up. It's a thing of 80 markers. So now I have to get a coloring book, like pronto. Ty! Oh my God, I'm so fucking pumped. I haven't even gotten to the art yet. I'm like absolutely spilling out of this. That was so fun. And now we have the art. We have the main event of the video. Is everyone ready? Okay, well, I fucked it. Where's my scissors? Oh, I left them open next to me. That's smart. Okay, this is what you'll know him by on his little profile picture. Cutie little blue parrot. Cute, love her. You know, I used to have a parrot. Not anymore. He'll put on his story randomly to like give him something to draw. So one time I said a ghost riding a horse in boots and like throwing a pink cowgirl hat, and that's what he drew. So here she is, and she's perfect, and she's gonna go with my other little ghosty girl. Oh my god, I love her. He also has a brother, Travis, who draws. So shout out to Travis as well. Sent me a printed out picture of this bear painting of his. I didn't deserve his real bear painting, which is fine. I'll let it slide. But took a picture of it and sent it to me. But I'll take it. I will take what I can get. Oh my god. Okay, it's a drawing of Danny and Muggs. Look at him. Look at him. We've been talking about painting bookmarks. I said I didn't have any paint supplies, so now I have paint, markers, drawing thingies, and blank bookmarks. Oh my god. When I paint bookmarks, this is all thanks to Ty. He made this happen. Oh, here's a sticker of the keychain. Stop, these are so cute. These are so cute. These are just little bookmarks. I have turned into a bookmark girl. I used to hate bookmarks, and now I love bookmarks. I have a bookmark in all of my freaking books. Well, I also read so many books at once. This is when he did a drawing his followers series, and I wanted him to draw me from my reset thumbnail where I looked really scary. He did that, and it is as scary as the picture. But got the bear tee. I should have had it on. I look so scary in that. Oh my god, I'm saving the best for last. I'm not looking at it yet. Honestly, this is one of the best. Another one of those random tell me what to draw things, and I said 2 bears watching Wicked wearing Glinda's crown and Elphaba's hat with popcorn. Look at them. I can't get over how fucking precious that is. Like, are you kidding me? They're just watching Wicked. This is one of my favorites ever of all time. Okay, and then the best for last. Okay, that absolutely eats. You're kidding me. He was like, give me something quick to draw. I said, okay, my man Jake Sully, okay, let's draw an avatar. And he's something quick. Are you kidding me? This is fucking incredible. This is gonna be hung up on my wall. Like, that's actually crazy. Look at my man, Jake Sully. This is crazy. Ty, you've done it again. You've done it again. You've blown me away. So appreciative for everything. Thank you so much. Go give Ty a shout out. Go check him out on Instagram, TikTok. Go show him some love because he deserves it, and that was amazing. And then be on the lookout for Artist Kindle coming in, because now I've got shit to paint with and draw with. So I hope you had fun on this long ass video. If you take away anything from this video, 1, go check out Ty, and 2, go buy Don't Let the Forest In. That's my one thing to take away. Thanks so much. I hope you had so much fun, and I'll see you in the next one.